Hello, my friends. Welcome to my timeline. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Jess. You may have noticed we're in a different space today. My typical filming space has now become a little bit of a storage room. And a few days ago, I noticed that there was just something changing in that room. And I just felt a bit of an upheaval, if you will. And with the holidays approaching, I know that we're going to be bringing in new items into our house. So last night, we basically cleaned everything up. We packed away all of our extra things. And if you've been here for a while, you'll know that we've been doing this for months and months and years. And we keep just condensing and condensing. And it's still so shocking to me how when it all comes down to it, there's still always more things. There's always more buckets. There's always just more things to empty and to kind of put in a place that you're not really using because you're not really using those things in your world, anyways, at least in my world. So I decided to use that space as a bit of a holding area while we bring these new items in and begin to integrate them into our home and to our lives. And with that, I get to be out in my beautiful living room. My wonderful husband took our son out to, we have this like play zone that we go to. And typically I go with them, but I said, you know what? It would be really amazing if I could have like 90 minutes home alone. Like, I'll take the dog out, we'll hang out here. And if you can take Jacob for 90 minutes, then, I can record and have a little bit of time to myself in the home because it doesn't happen too often. So I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful for that. He also had the idea that he wanted to see me teaching yoga again. And I have put up so many barriers to teaching yoga, especially when it comes to teaching it online. I haven't taught in so long. And there's like a nervousness about it, right? A fear. And of course, that's the reason why I should do it. So I took this opportunity to set up in this space. And you'll notice on the feed a new yoga video coming up. And it ended up being a 25-minute yoga video. And it was designed, I wanted to design it for Josh in mind, but he said to me, he was like, don't say this is for my husband. And I said, okay, I'll just, I'll make it a general video. But I made this in mind because Josh is chronically dehydrated and chronically sleep deprived. And that leads to very, very tight traps. And his neck is always tight and stiff. And his upper back, he always needs a lot of twisting and moving through the spine. And so I designed it for him in mind so that he could wake up in the morning and do a pretty gentle yoga class, but that will still be a full body stretch, but really focusing on the upper back and the neck specifically, the shoulders, the neck. So if you're interested, there's a 25-minute video that's going to be up on this channel, and it's designed for Josh or anyone who is just tight through the upper body or just really needs a good full body stretch. It felt really nice to record. I'm interested to do the class because I didn't really plan it. How I plan out my classes is I go for a walk and I like have an idea and then I just run classes through my head. And then I get to the mat and when I was teaching in studio, like I would have the idea, I would basically run through it mentally, and then I would get to the mat and just kind of piece it together. But for today, it just kind of came out. And so I think it turned out differently than what I had planned in my mind, but that's always what happens. I go in with a plan and then, I just get guided to do things in the moment. So sometimes I feel like there's not blacking out, but like there's an element of just being so in what you're doing that you don't really remember what you're doing because you're just doing it. And that's kind of how it feels. So, but it was fun and I enjoyed it. And I hope that you test it out. Like, I have no idea if anyone in this community does yoga, but movement is such a big part of my life, and I love it so much. And so I hope that you enjoy if I bring a little bit of movement practices to this channel because movement is so important to me. And if you have any requests, if you are like, oh, I have this chronically sore this, or like if there's anything that you want to see, I love getting inspiration, and then I can take that and run and kind of create a class with that in mind. And hopefully, and I'm sure other people are feeling the same way and could use that type of movement as well. So holler at me, let me know if you try the class. I hope you enjoy. Also, what do we think of my mountains? I'm still not done. I started another mural. I kind of like, I get projects off the ground and then I get inspiration for other projects. And then I go do them and then I kind of like bounce back and forth. Like, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but I have these 7 1 by 1 squares and only 3 of them are painted. Technically they're all painted, but I don't have items on all 7 squares. There's just colors on 4 of them still, so I still need to do that. I have another painting that's up that I already started, and then I decided to cover and do something else. So I have the outline of what I'm planning to do. And then my beautiful mountains. I still have work to do. The mountains have to be filled in. I have more trees. Um, I'm doing some sort of river. And but it's like it's done enough that it's complete enough, and then when inspiration strikes, I'm going to, hop back into it. But I started this new one in one of the other rooms, and I love it. I've just been going paint crazy in this house. Um, there's this part of me that I'm like, oh, I need to have like a house that's like interior decorated beautifully and it's going to be in a magazine. Um, but like it's not, and that's okay. But oh, and then the other piece of that is there's also the part of me that's like, yeah, but like we might move. Like, why would I spend all this time and energy just like painting all of these things in my house just for us to cover them up and have to move and all of those things? But what I'm playing with is the fact that I'm living in this house right now and it's fun. And I painted the house white. And now everything feels so blank and boring. And I just have been feeling called to adding color. And does it look a little bit goofy? Maybe. Am I a professional artist? Absolutely not. But it's pretty darn cool to look around my space and see all of the color and see all of the things that I have created. And that feels amazing. So I'm just kind of letting the creativity come out, and I'm trying to not worry about all the other things and just be okay with having fun, expressing myself and like giving my kids something cool to look at, like I'm sure it's boring for them to have just like aesthetic beige. Also, no offense if you're an aesthetic beige person. It's beautiful, so beautiful, but I'm not an aesthetic beige person. I'm like a custom, creative, colorful chick. Okay, I'm okay. Oh, I'm so grateful for you. It's Christmas Eve if you're watching in this moment, or if you're sometime in the future, it's Christmas Eve in this moment. So, we're getting ready to take the next 3 days to. We have a lot of family, so we're taking the next 3 days, and we are hanging out with all the different factions of our family, and we're really looking forward to it. There's always such good food. The food's the best. Food is the best. Such good food, such good time, and we're just so grateful that we're here, and life's pretty darn cool. I was just saying today, last thing. I was just saying to Josh today, I was like, my wish, I've realized what my wish for humanity is, because I keep saying to myself, I'm like, dude, I have such a cool life. I'm like, I love my life. I think it's so cool. Like, I have all of these moments of like existential questioning and doubt, and the duality gets to me sometimes, but I'm like, I love my life. Like, I have the coolest life, and everything that I'm like working towards is like in the works, but like, I love my life. I think it's so cool. And so my wish for all of humanity is for everyone to be like, man, I have the coolest life ever. I have the coolest life ever. I'm so grateful that I get to live this existence every single day. How amazing. How amazing is it? Even those challenges, even those difficulties, even though there's traumas and tragedies and hardships, like, my life is so cool. I wouldn't choose anyone else's life, because I am currently living and am co creating in this time my optimal timeline. My soul is on this mission, and I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. Happy holidays, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.